Hello YouTube, it's Bob here with Two Guys in the Outdoors. As you can see, I'm outside. I don't have the view that Jason has, but I am outside. And what happened was Jason just put out a great show. We got a lot of people commenting, and thank you for that. How to stay warm, and I do the same stuff. I layer up and make sure I have all the different base layer, mid layer, top layer, a variety of different methods. Got a little bit different clothing that I have, but it's all basically the same. But many of you commented on your feet and your hands. And I know Jason said he didn't have too much issues with his feet. Lucky him. I do. So I thought I would share with you what I do to try to keep some of that warmth in. First on, just like Jason does, I like a laced up boot above my ankles. You know, same reasons that he wants it. And I've got the same dram, 800 gram is what he did. The one thing he didn't mention, and I'm sure he does it, try to get, maybe one size bigger boot. One, to accommodate the extra socks you may be wearing. You may be wearing, a thin base layer sock and then a wool sock over top of it. That's kind of what I do. You may also just wear two socks, whatever you have. So you need some room for that. But you also need to have room for your feet to breathe. You can't have them so compact in there that they don't breathe. If they're really compacted, what I've found is that they will get colder faster. Okay, so leave room in your boots. Okay, yeah, in the warmer weathers, it may feel floppy a little bit. We're not talking 2 or 3 sizes. Usually just one size bigger, maybe what you normally wear. Okay, and you will get used to it. I actually wear 2 pair of socks even in the warmer months, just for the cushion. Okay, but the other thing I do for my feet is they have some. I'm sure everybody have heard of hot hands. Okay, you've heard of it. Hot hands for your hands. Okay, but they have hot hands for the soles of your feet too. Okay, this is a full length one. This is a different brand I was trying out. Okay, but you got a full length that goes the whole bottom of your foot, and then you got one that just goes under your toes. I've used both. I prefer the full sole if I'm going to be out all day long. Okay, if I'm only going to be out for a few hours, like today, I plan on shoveling the snow from yesterday's storm. I'm only going to use these half ones just to keep my toes warm, because that's generally what gets cold for me. Okay, but if I'm out hiking around and walking around, I want to use the full length hot hands. And these things say they're good up to 9 hours. I've used them all day sits, and it's really kept my feet warm. Okay, so just for the feet purposes, a base layer sock just like you would your body, and then a wool sock over top of that. Merino wool, I just love merino wool. And then using these hot hands for your feet. I'll put them on the base layer just so they're closer to my skin. You never want to put this stuff on your skin. Okay, so that's for the feet. Now, your hands, right? Sometimes if you're sitting there texting and stuff, you gotta have special gloves in that. But your hands, you want them moving, right? So you don't want to get them too encompassing. Okay, you can always put them in your pocket, but you can use hot hands for that too. Okay, to help out. They usually pack them in 2 packs, 1 for each hand. You can get some electric ones, okay, and they'll heat up. I just got one of these because I was just trying them out, okay. And then what I use a lot And this is besides gloves. Okay, let me talk about gloves first. Okay, I have 2 pair of gloves. Okay, I usually wear them double. They are merino wool. Okay, and I'll double them up. Okay, for me purpose in particular, this feels better for me. Okay, now you got to go through the different types of gloves. You know, I got another pair of gloves that I have back here. I got the big ski gloves. You know, I got the mittens and all that stuff. But when I'm hunting, this is what I feel most comfortable with. Okay, I've went to orange for my gloves just for visibility. Okay, you figure you're up in a tree stand, the thing that's going to move the most is your hands. So deer, they won't see it, but they'll see the movement. They won't see the color. Okay, but other hunters will see the movement and they get to the color. But I'll usually double up like that. I know some people, they may put hot hands inside the glove like this, but for me, when I'm shooting my bow, that gets kind of awkward, especially if it's on here. It gets me off a little bit, and here it throws me off a little bit. What I've been kind of tinkering with lately is I cut the fingers out of some gloves. You can buy them without the fingers and that, just to try to keep you warm, and then using a glove for when I pull it back. If you're using a release, as long as you practice with it, having your glove with a release, you should be able to do it, but you need to practice with it. Okay, because that's extra layers, just like shooting with extra layers on. Okay, but the one thing I do take, especially if I'm in a tree stand, this is always in my pack. Just like Jason said, you know, you take them bigger packs just so you can carry the equipment you need to keep warm. So I've got this that I carry, okay, and I keep my hands in there while I'm watching. And what makes it nice is I'll throw some hot hands inside this area here, okay. I can pull my gloves off, put them in there, and keep them warm. The hot hands seem to keep the area inside this muff nice and warm, nice and toasty. So when you're sitting up in a tree stand, you're just looking around, you can actually keep your hands nice and warm. Okay. So I'll either put, you know, the hot hands, maybe 1 or 2, depending on how cold it is. Put it inside that pouch, okay? Or I might take my electric hand warmer and put it inside that pouch, okay? You can actually see, you know, I've got several of these inside this pouch just to keep with me at all times. Okay, so that's just something. If I'm hiking around, I might throw this on while I'm hiking. Okay, but these are nice. These are really, really nice. As far as the head, you need to keep your head warm, right? You'll notice I got a little beanie on here. This is good, but then when you're out hunting during rifle season and that, you do need to wear some orange, right? So you can refer back to the old stocking cap or the beanie that you had before. The other thing, I don't know if you see it, I've got this little hoodie. I don't know if you'd call it a hoodie. I honestly don't know what it's called. Okay, but it gives me a chance that I can actually get nice and comfy in here if I need to wear a hat for protection. I can actually put it on. Okay, but this here, just it actually keeps you really warm. I mean, it's 20 degrees out right now according to my thermometer, and I had this on during that few minutes and I'm feeling some sweat in there. So so it's actually keeping me warm, and I'm wearing it now just to because I plan to shovel some snow, but I'm using it as a neck gaiter. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. For those of you that says your feet really, get cold fast, get your boots a little bit bigger. Wear a base layer sock, a thin one, and then a wool sock over top of that. Use the hot hands for your feet, okay? And then for your hands, double up. Get some merino wool gloves or some gloves that you feel comfortable with, okay? Like I said, mine, I got 2 pair of merino wool that I double up on, and then the muff, the little thing there, and hot hands, and then keep your head warm. Okay, get out in the outdoors, have some fun. Hopefully that helps out for the rest of you that had some questions, and stay tuned for additional content. Get out in the outdoors, have some fun, and keep it simple.